Yeah, so a few things you guys need to know ikikuja to support the resistance, then trend breakout is one. There are 4 types of trend breakouts ama trend retracement. Okay, so utapata market ilikuwa ina move in a certain trend, okay, in a downtrend, then we have a breakout. Okay, so what happens ikikuja to the breakout ni tuko na a few options. The first one, lazima this market retrace. Okay, so hii market inaweza retrace kwa trend line. Okay, inaweza retrace kwa trend line. Alternatively, this market inaweza retrace kwa previous support ama previous point yenye ilikuwa high kwa market before you move juu ama kwa trend line, or inaweza move all the way back to the lowest point ya hiyo market. Okay, this tuweke around hapa, then tuko na this mpaka the lowest point kwa hiyo market before he move to the upper side. Then the target is always around 80% of this trend mali ilianza. This might look complex, but I hope mnaelewa. Kama uko na any question, feel free to ask at any time. So yeah, same case for a downtrend. Yes, question?
Mi niko na swali, as in umeni confuse vile umedraw vitu mingi hapo, unaweza rudia kiasi tu?
Okay. So,
Thanks.
so let's take for example this. Okay. Okay, yeah, GBP USD. So this is what we have. So tuko na this breakout. So kuna a few options. One, tulikuwa na this trend. Okay. So there's this breakout, but tunaibase na this. Tumechora trend lines. This is what we have. Okay. We have something of the sort. Then hii market imekama imeamua ita breakout. Okay. So breakout tumesema ni mali market inatoka kwa the trend line. Okay. So kuna retracement. Market iki breakout, you don't just take the market order immediately. You wait for a retracement. Okay. So in this case, tuna expect hii market retrace, but you can see from this market imerudi tena kwa trend. So this is not valid. This is not a good breakout. But let's say we had something clear in your market ilikuja ika breakout to around this point. Okay. So tungekuwa tuna expect a retracement. Okay. So retracement yetu iko na a few options. Inaweza move back to this point, this previous support and resistance. Okay, unaweza chora just with the straight line and itakuwa a bit clear. Okay, alternatively inaweza retrace mpaka kwa trend line. Okay, alternatively inaweza retrace, inaweza kuwa breakout but irudi mpaka chini. So ikirudi mpaka hapa, then tunaacha kuita a breakout inakuwa double bottom. We're going to look at that later on, but you need to understand this breakout. Inaweza rudi kwa previous resistance ama support, see this point, ama irudi mpaka kwa trend line. Okay, before your market endelee kumove. Target yako inakuanga either this, let's say trend yetu ilikuwa imeanza hapa, so target yetu itakuwa either that point ama tunaweza weka target yetu hapo. Okay, hope I'm making make sense. Then ikikuja to stop loss, let's say it's imebounce mpaka hapa, tumeingilia trade yetu hapa, tuna expect hii market we buy from around this point. Okay, let's say tuna expect buy mpaka hapo. So stop loss yetu ikikuja to that situation, tutaweka stop loss below that that area, that ka supply zone. Na ukiteka big risk sana utaweka ndani ya trend huko. Okay, then ikikuja to this point, si hapa mwisho, what you do ni unatakingi either, then most of the times ita match up na hii tu around, there's always a support and a resistance somewhere, so utaweka ndani ya trend around hapa. Okay, so this is the stop loss. Ikikuja to this situation, tunaweka stop loss slightly below. So you need to keep your stop loss as tight as possible. Okay, so in case uingilia market hapa hit stop loss yako, you're not just going to re-enter at buy. Okay, you need to be careful. You need to be careful with that buy. Okay, so this is a buy situation. But this is a fake breakout. So this is just an example, so avoid this. This is how you set your targets, either 70, around 70 to 80%. Watu wengi husema market ita retrace mpaka 100%, but what I'll tell you ni this 100% is not always the case. Sawa. Then the other thing you need to understand ni there's market ama there's trade management. Trade yako ikimove from this point, you move 20 pips, you move the stop loss to mahali umeingilia. That will come way after. That will come way after. But you need to understand your logic, yeah? Target yako at least 70 to 80%. And to some point, take profit inakulimitingi. So we don't use take profits, tunatumianga trailing stop. That's another thing itakam after. But trailing stop basically ni mahali market inafuatwa. Ikimove 10 pips ama 20 pips depending on what you've set, stop loss itaifuata. Najua nimewa confused na hiyo, but no questions that you're going to look at afterwards. Then for a downtrend, do we have any downtrends? Gold ni buy. Okay, for this, ukirealize market inakaa hivi, what do you do? Let's say umeingilia market hapa. Okay? So kuna a few options. Kuna this is a zone. Kuna hii zone. Okay? So stop loss yako inafaa kuwa below. Okay? But then unaweza kama realize kuna point kama hii. Okay, stop loss yako ikiwa hapa, yes, it's all safe, but pia it's not the most comfortable because the distance between hizi points ziko too high pia. Lazima you consider, that's why it's not advisable kutumia small accounts. Okay? So ukitumia small account, you can imagine kama this is, hizi ni pips ngapi? From here point to this, around 60 pips. So unaimagine kama 1 pip is to $1, na uko na account ya $50, itakutoa kwa market, then you move juu. You get the logic? So having a small account is always just too risky because market you'll have a margin call. Margin call ni mali your trade has exhausted the balance, then move, then ikuje move direction ulikuwa una expect. Okay, so that is one disadvantage of a small account. You might be right, but market ikose kukuallow kumake any profits. Hope ina make sense. So trade, then ikikuja to downtrend, tukiassume all these breakouts and everything, so tunataka kutrade, let's say tuna expect hii market isell, so tutaingilia sell hapo. Okay, then another sell hapo, maybe another sell hapo, another sell around hapa, not the best, but yeah, then there's a possibility of a sell na hii trade, no? But based on this breakout hatuko certain, mali inataka kuenda next, no? So what do we do? Tunaweza set pending order below here. Okay, so you can remember tulikuwa tunaongelea pending, kuna market executions na pending orders. Okay, tuko na buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. We're going to look at them in depth later on, but you need to at least uko unajua unaweza set, ama you can wait for hii market irudi mpaka around hii point. Ukiona imefika hii point, you take the trade. Then ukisell, if you're going to sell at a certain price hapa, stop loss yako itakuwa slightly above. Okay, that's for day traders, ama kama unataka, kama uko certain of it, unaweza weka stop loss hapa, but you always go for the perfect fit enye uko sure. Let's say tuliingilia market hapa, okay, as we did, tuliset stop loss yetu ilikuwa hapa, because you're certain if it's going to form a new high, itakuwa ime break out. Okay, then what happened, market ikarudi ikasell and we made some profit, tumetoka na some profit. I'll just see. Yeah, we made around $85 out of it. Then tuli hit stop loss yetu at sijui zilikuwa pips ngapi, $80. You see, so you get the logic. So stop loss yako ni mali uko sure, you set your stop loss mali uko sure, market ikifika that point there's no coming back, market isha turn na imeturn. Okay, Australian USD. So let's look at trading this. Okay, so tuko na this, we have the daily time frame zoomed out. From this tuko na downtrend, basic too, you can see this, but then tuko na this crazy dip, then market ime pull back, imerudi kwa ile trend. So based on this, what do we expect? Are we going to look at shorts or are we going to look at longs? So tuko na hii point, see that? We can delete the bigger one, it's not that important. Then zoom in, so you have this. Okay, so based on this, then tunaweza chora supports na resistance. Tuko na hii point. Okay, then tuko na this lower points, then tuko na this high point. We can edit this to hii point na hii point, perfect fit. Okay, the best fit, that is, si ati ikuwe perfect ati nimechora exact ati, no, we are not aiming at being right, tuna aim at getting the best fit for the market. What is the most likely position the market is going to take? Okay, so based on that, let's make this a bit accurate. So after that, that is the daily. Then tumerealize kuna a certain trend hapa before this consolidation. Okay, so market ilikuwa ina move upwards, sasa imeanza ku move sideways. So is there anything we can trade from that? So you see what I'm doing? Na move from daily 4 hours, then nime zoom out, ama ni zoom in slightly so that I can have a clear chart. Okay, then I'm just going to try and fit something hapa. See that? So what do we have? Tunaweza sema this was a breakout. Okay, I retest on the trend line yenye ili fail ikarudi tena mpaka kwa this position. See that? Then market moved, so ikaanza kuform consolidation. So this tutaacha kufocus on this trend keep to some sort of way, but we're going to focus at it in a way tutasema market imekuwa ikimove upwards in a general manner. Hatuta focus on trading that trend. Okay, then 4 hours, what do we have? Tuko na these points. So based on this, let's look at the 1 hour. What do we have? There's like a trend I'm spotting around hapa. Not the best, but yeah. So based on this tunaweza sema hii market most probably itapanda mpaka hapa before any other move. And 90% not 90 but a big chance ita sell. Okay? The reason I'm saying that ni there's this resistance and it once, second time, okay? So we can say that is a double top, okay? But based on what we're seeing, market inaenda to that exact position. So tuko na two options. Market ikifika at this point, either break out towards the upside, okay? So either break out towards to a higher point, ama retrace. But more options zina point towards retracement because based on the longer time frame, market imekuwa ikimove downwards. Okay, so that's how you analyze the market. That's how you determine mali market is likely to move to. But lazima we be careful with that sell because itamaanisha that's a change in trend. Okay, a change in trend based on hii trend, short term, and you buy. Okay, but our point of interest is this. Okay, so if at all tutaona price break out of this support and resistance zone ama this resistance, then tunaweza expect your market run to higher points kama hapa, previous supports na resistance. Okay, should expect your market irudi mpaka hapa. This will be the first target, then the second target itakuwa huku juu. Hope siongei Greek. I really hope siongei Greek. Then based on this, if at all tutaona hii market ikirudi chini, this time tuta expect your market itakuwa imeplay along na this trend but kwa umbali, but tuta expect your market sasa ita move to lower points. Okay? Then when it comes to trading the USD currencies, there are a few things you need to pay attention to. The first thing is Euro USD, GBP USD, Audi USD, New Zealand USD, then kuna USD JPY, USD CAD na USD SHAF. So what you need to understand na hizi currencies ni they always, not always, but they kind of correlate. Okay, yeah, una get your logic. But ukipata Euro USD in a buy, GBP USD iko likely to buy, Australian USD iko likely to buy, New Zealand USD iko likely to buy. Just a minute, take to hizo questions. Then USD JPY iko likely to sell, CAD iko likely to sell, USD CAD, SHAF iko likely to sell. The logic behind this ni sisemi zitafanya exactly hivyo, but the logic behind this is USD is either a base ama counter currency in this. Okay, now USD is one of the strongest currencies. The greenback is one of the strongest. Actually, actually one of them. It's the most influential and the strongest currency utapatana nayo. So when it comes to trading hizi majors ni usifanye what we did earlier. Don't take up by Euro USD and a sell GBP pamoja. Okay? So una expect Euro USD kienda juu, GBP USD itaenda juu, and something of the sort. Not exactly, because easy currencies ziko on their own. Australian dollar ita affect this currency on its own. Okay? New Zealand dollar ita affect this currency on its own. Okay? So what we do to trade this, tunaongezanga something we call the USD index. Okay, let me just do that. So just a minute. So this is it. So USD index ikikwambia, if we're going to see USD index selling, then you're likely going to look for Euro USD long ama buy, then USD index ikisell, same case to this. You can see this sell, but actually this is a good example. We can see USD chef imekuwa ikibuy, but the logic behind it ni USD as the base currency imekuwa ikisell. Okay, so what does that mean? That simply means chef is a bit weak comparing it to USD. Okay, so it's weaker comparing it to USD. USD, yes, ni weak because we can see inaenda chini, but chef ni weaker, so USD iko na more strength comparing it to USD. Nimeongea Greek, sasa ulizeni maswali.
Well, unaweza mind kurudia kiasi kuhusu the index part?
Okay, USD index, ukianalyze the USD index inakupatia a general trend ya what to expect from USD. Okay, so ikikuja to trading Euro USD, GBP USD, USD, okay, in short, the base currency, any trade with the base currency as the USD, itakuwa almost an exact replica of what the USD is doing. Almost, sijasema ni exact.
Index.
Yes, then ikikuja to counter currency, ama ikikuja to where USD is the counter currency, una expect the opposite direction. Your USD being the most affected. Okay, so you can see this. Since asubuhi imekuwa ikisell, USD index imekuwa ikisell. Since asubuhi, Euro USD imemove more than 100 pips. GBP USD the same case. Iliamka ikaanza kubuy tu. Chef, we have seen why chef inafanya vituko. Then you can see CAD, USD ndo based currency, sindo? Same thing. There was a slight buy. In USD index, there was a slight buy. Sisemi zinakwanga exact, but you use the USD index kudetermine kama hizi zingine. In short, inakwambia the strength of the US dollar. Okay? Any other question? Kuna mtu alikuwa ameinua mkono. Any questions on trend lines? Any questions on support, resistance, anything?
Okay. On the USD index. Okay. Now what does USD index carry?
USD index is the what do we say? It's accumulation of USD against all the currencies that you think about, zote pamoja, so they determine what impact. In short, it's the price of the US dollar against the world. Okay.
Right, I get you. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like an accumulation ya kila price yenye iko against US dollar.
Oh.
Yes. So ikikuja, the first thing in the morning, what you do is look at the news. News zinakwambia nini? Tumesema I'm going to share an app for that. The second thing is focus on check the prices the USD. What are they telling you? Nini ina happen? Nini iko likely to happen? Is it clear? Kama si clear, does any of the currencies give you something clear to trade? If not, sasa enda kwa the other currencies. But for now, just focus on trading the major currencies, if it's okay with you guys. Because ukielewa kutrade these major currencies, especially vile ziko, unaweza take gold kama ka side, but gold itakufanya lose motivation ama itakupatia motivation ingine mob sana. But it's good to trade it ndio uelewe market kwa. So these are the major currencies. Focus on Euro USD, GBP USD, USD chef, USD CAD, USD JPY, Australian USD, kuna New Zealand USD. Yeah, na kuna New Zealand USD sijui hata mbona iko hapa. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, any questions, any suggestions? Ama we just finito. Ama we take a trade. Let's take a trade.
Okay. Is there a difference when drawing trend lines using lines and the bar graphs and
Okay, what happens now? They won't touch the exact same points. You can see. So what naweza kuadvise, try and fit them all. Ama try and look at them at after umechora. You can see this, tuko na this point, that point, vile imeshika hivyo. Then line chart. You can see kushika hizi points exact. Okay, but in real sense, price ilipushiwa mpaka hapo na the buyers. See, so then you can see this price ilipushiwa hata above, tuko na 10 minutes. Price ilipushiwa above the trend line, but ukitumia line chart it's below. So the line chart inakuanga poa ya kukuambia when we find a false breakout. Kama this, I don't know kama, yeah, you can see price ilifika tu kwa trend line. It's good, but I'll advise you to me to either bar charts. Bar charts are very good by the way, but disadvantage they don't give you a sell ama a buy, but they're the best ikikam kuchora trend lines. Then unatumia candlesticks could determine what you expect from the market in the next near future.
so.
Yes. Any other question? Anybody? Ama you guys are good?
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. I was like having a poor connection. I didn't quite hear the part of the USD index. Where do I find it from MT4?
Very simple.
Yeah.
Ni kama currency. USD index is just a currency like any other.
It's
So
traded.
it depends on the broker. Depends with the broker. But yeah.
Okay.
So unaweza kuja hapa place tulisema you find the currencies. You look for the USD index. Alternatively, hapa create a new chart. Inafaa kwa indices. The USD index. Yes.
So that one will show the kind of the weighted strength of the US dollar,
yes.
considering all other currencies it's paired with.
Yes. You see this?
Thanks.
So you can observe this is USD index. 4 hours. You can see it's almost similar to Euro USD.
Yeah.
See, with the exact opposite. See this high. Then you have, okay, not the exact, but you can see there's this high. Let's see, come on, we'll see something good. Yeah, he point. Then see. Same case to all these other currencies. Any USD based currency, it's going to be affected in one way or the other by the USD index. Yes.
Okay.
Any other question? 7 minutes. Then a bonus. So kuweka, what happens ni ikikuja to these are EMAs, ama you can ask mwenye akona swali ulize, because hizi ni vitu tu za afterwards naambia. So EMAs, what you do, ama indicators, not advisable to me right now, but insert indicators, custom, then custom moving average, then una choose whichever period you want. Then is it a simple moving average ama exponential? I use exponential. Tutatumia let's see 80. Okay. Then color, we're going to choose which color? White. So we're going to use white. Then okay. Then there you have it. Okay. Ukitaka delete on your chart indicators list, custom moving average, whichever unataka delete and close. Okay. So kutumia moving averages right now is not the best time, but basically what happens ni ukirealize the 200 is below, this is 200, this is 20, na this is 50. Okay, 55 na 20 here. So ukirealize ziko below, which is market kwa kuonyesha nayo. Do we have anything good now? Yeah, okay, we can use this. So the moment you realize moving averages ziko below kama hapa, inamaanisha the trend is likely to move to a higher point. Okay, and then ukirealize moving average ziko above, the trend is likely to move to lower points. Iki break out ama zikicross, inamaanisha the trend is likely changing, but you can see the ubaya yake. Zilicross, zikacross, then we have this. You can see them coming back. So they're not the best, but there is a simple trading strategy. Yeah, tutaangalia way after. Ukiona ime bounce from the 20 EMA, una short. Hapa short. Then you see likata. But that's way after. You tutaangalia way after tukiendelea kumaliza. So yeah. But that's how you install your indicators. Insert indicator, choose whichever you ulikuwa unataka kutest, but not advisable. Not advisable right now. You come afterwards. So yeah, any questions? Kuchora trend lines. Ukitaka short trend lines, select it. Then double click. Then trend line properties, parameters, then ray. Okay, see? So it's just that simple. Copy a trend line. So I'm just going to delete it either way. So yeah, ukitaka short, actually, trend line properties, array. So you see, okay. So any questions? 3 minutes to go. Then another thing with the moving averages, you can see this. Ikikuja kwa 1 hour itakuambia ina buy. Ikikuja kwa 4 hours itakuambia bado buy. Kienda 1 day itakuambia ina sell. So it's up to you to determine kama ita sell ama ita buy. So that's why I discourage kutumia indicators, because itaku confuse. With this, are you able to tell? Ukitumia indicator, are you able to tell kama ita buy ama ita sell? See? But tukitumia the basics, tukilearn kutumia trend lines, support, resistance, tukiperfect on it, we'll be able to determine kama your market iko in a downtrend ama uptrend. Are we looking at buys or are we looking at sells? So any questions? The other thing you guys need to understand is the swing highs and the swing lows. Unahitaji kujua hiyo higher high, higher low, hiyo trend vile ina move. Then you also need to understand the downtrend. Then you need to differentiate the sideways market na mali unapata a choppy market, mali you can't trade it. Okay? Vitu zikikuwa ngumu mpige nduru. So yeah, that's it for now.
Okay, what's the period?
Period, yeah.
period, that one which is being used in the moving average, it's time for?
Okay, ni normal. It's weighed prices too for moving averages. Okay, but I will not advise on looking at them right now or even trying to get details zake right now. Just hold.
Oh.
Itafika time ya we'll look at it in depth. So less than 1 minute. You guys have a good time. See you when you see me. Or on Wednesday. On Wednesday we're going to look at supply demand zones among other things. In short, chapter 4 Pips Masters Handbook. So yeah, have a good night. In case of any questions, mko na namba yangu nyi wote.
Yeah, but thanks so much for your invaluable time.
It's okay, anytime.
Thank you.
Goodbye.